TikTok versus Meta. What platform should you be running ads on? This is a debate that has been speculating for the past 2 years. I would say 2022 going into 2024, but predominantly I would say even after 2020, there has been a huge surgence of attention, the way content is consumed because of this platform known as TikTok. But when it comes to market conditions, when it comes to can we make money from this platform, can we generate sales from the attention that is already on the platform? The curious scenario that all plays out at the end of the day is this platform is set to get banned in the United States of America. Now, if this platform TikTok gets banned in America, I don't see the use of it elsewhere, just because America has the largest market as far as consumer demand. And the way America topples other countries is because debt, right? Consumers use debt, use credit to buy products when they might not be liquid in cash. So in this ideal scenario, if I'm forecasting 2024, Q2, Q3, Q4, even early 2025, where would I put all of my money? And if I were to bet on a platform, if I were to bet on a founder, on a CEO, given the market conditions, where would I focus all of my time and attention if I was a brand trying to grow my business with paid media? Well, given the circumstances with US government and a lot of attention with TikTok, I really think the safe investment to hedge your risk, to diversify as much risk as possible, you're better off just spending money with Meta. Zuckerberg has dominated the industry with Meta, and ultimately I don't see this platform, I don't see any other platform beating Meta, right? You have Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. Of course, Google is a high competitor, but I just think Instagram, Facebook, two dominant platforms that just control the ecosystem. Now, what are the differences between both platforms? Well, TikTok versus Meta. Majority of your demographic on Meta is going to be the older side. If you're selling products where your ideal customer profile is 35, 45, 55 plus, then you're better off just advertising on Meta. The way I view TikTok is pretty simple. TikTok is a Gen Z focused platform where majority of your demographic are going to be Gen Z, high schoolers, maybe early college students. And majority of the time, I mean, they're not going to have a ton of money on hand to spend more than, I would say your average AOV should be 50, 60, 70 bucks, around that range. Whereas with older demographics, more established, you can push a higher AOV. That's just kind of the trends I'm seeing across demographics. Now, if I'm selling a product that aligns with older demographics, Meta is always going to be the best bang for your buck. If you have a drop shipping, like I would say, product that just builds engagement, low SKU price, we're saying an MSRP of $30, $40, then I can see that being ran on TikTok. And the way I would structure TikTok ads wouldn't be traditionally the way most media buyers approach the platform, right? If I were to take on a project on TikTok, I wouldn't just run generic TikTok ads. I would build a creator demographic of affiliates, push that front, coupled with TikTok Shop. You're competing on pricing with this approach with TikTok Shop and the amount of competitors in this ecosystem given the platform on TikTok. But I've just ran ads in the past, and the algorithm on the platform with TikTok isn't just, it's a lot of investment up front. You have to have at least, I would say, 45 testable ads that are all UGC video content related adverts. You have to work with content creators. You have to script out scene by scene by scene. There's a lot of editing and post-production. And if I'm just comparing both platforms from a time perspective, if I'm trying to get results as fast as possible, I can run a static image on Meta, and that could be my winning advert. With TikTok, you need the video ads. You need to work with content creators. You need to handle the logistical side. You need to script out content. And ultimately, you need to handle post-production, right? A lot of moving parts. So most bang for my buck, if I'm just trying to optimize for capital efficiency on a paid media perspective, I'm just sticking with Meta. And if I have an affiliate base, or I've been dominating Meta for so long, right? I've tapped into Google and I'm trying to diversify, then I would use TikTok more as an affiliate boost, given that there's a creator marketplace, given the TikTok shops, and just how trendy that's been, right? I would take advantage there. Now, as far as what brands should go to which platform, I already covered this, but I want to talk about how to mitigate risk across both scenarios, right? Just from a paid media perspective. Well, what is paid media? Well, it's establishments, pretty much your funnel, right? You're trying to sell a physical product. You're trying to get the user on the other side of the screen to buy off of impulse. The best way we can break this down is by step. User goes across their phone, they're scrolling, they see an advert, they stop scrolling, they, maybe if it's an image, right, they click through to the next step, they've read the image, maybe a couple of headlines, and then they click through to view the landing page, to view the advert. Or they come across a video ad, they stop scrolling, they click through the link, and then they land on the landing page. Now when they go into the landing page, what are the scenarios there, right? Maybe it's they see the offer that you have, the compelling offer. Maybe it's the headline. Maybe you have some congruent. You just see videos they come across as they scroll down, and then we upsell, downsell, cross-sell, whatever the offer is, right? Now, how do we mitigate risk on these paid media platforms? Well, we organize what we're testing in this given scenario. We want to keep every variable congruent except the variable we are testing. That variable is the only variable that isn't dependent, right? That's that's fluid. When we go about testing one variable at a time, once we come across a winner for one specific variable, let's say in this example sake, we have a winning creative. Now the next phase we can look at is, okay, how can we optimize the front end? As far as we could do offer conversion rate, we can do post-click experience, we can go fully front end where we're trying to optimize the click-through rate, the soft metrics, or we can go fully back end where we're just trying to increase overall AOV, right? There's a lot of scenarios we could play, but the goal of paid media is to ultimately find winners and make iterations. The more you test, every dollar you spend should have a principle and a task of what we're trying to accomplish. Either it's making iterations to the funnel, maybe it's testing a specific offer concept or audience persona or demographic, so on and so forth. But we're collecting information, and with this information, we're making iterations to the entire funnel so that we can become profitable. Now, the last point when it comes to TikTok versus Meta, the biggest scenario, the biggest controversy is TikTok getting banned, which the House, I believe, has approved for the ban. I believe we're waiting on Congress, or maybe it's Senate. I don't know what stage the bill is at as far as fully banning TikTok, but there's a huge push to ban the platform as far as just what I'm seeing, what's published in America and news media outlets. Now, the trajectory of what plays out here is, if TikTok gets banned, will Meta gets majority of the market share, and Instagram, Facebook get bigger and bigger. If TikTok doesn't get banned, I think TikTok is a good competitor to Instagram, Facebook, but I don't see it overtaking it. Meta's just been in the game for way too long. Meta, Google. But it's a good platform nonetheless to diversify once you're spending 100K a month on Meta, maybe an additional 100K on Google, right? And then you have leftover spend, you want to diversify. That makes sense logically. But nonetheless, if I were a betting man and I were to see the future of my business scale on a specific platform, then I'm seeing that on Meta. I'm sticking with Meta across the board. I am not betting against Zuckerberg. I have full trust in Zuckerberg as far as where do I see him growing the company and where do I see him taking Meta. There's just no one stopping it. Too strong of a platform, too strong of an algorithm. And yes, of course, as media buyers, we go through periods in time where Meta bugs out. Algorithms change, updates happen, ads manager isn't working, but nonetheless, the platform is just too dominant. I don't see anybody beating Zuckerberg. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, drop them down below. And with that being said, if you're a D2C founder, you're tired of getting burned by ad agencies, you want to one day exit your company, check out my website, scalevelocity.io. You can read my free 30-page protocol where I break down the exact steps necessary to build in-house for an exit without relying on ad agencies, without having to pay 10, 15, 20K a month retainers, without having to rely on outsourcing for growth. That being said, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.